let's continue. Verse 5. I hope you're getting this soaking rain. I hope we're not going too fast. And Abram took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substance from that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and unto the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Shechem, unto the place of Morah, and the Canaanite was then in the land. Now here's that name again. And the Lord, Yahweh, Jehovah, appeared unto Abram and said, unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar, who appeared unto him. So now Abraham's not only moving and taking all of his family and taking all of his servants and everybody else with him, he decided, I'm going to worship this God. He built an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. And God kept showing up in Abram's life. Once God's eye was upon Abram and watching out for him. Remember, he will never what? Leave you or forsake you. He's the same. He's not changed. And as we spend time with this God, he wants more and more time with you. When you love somebody, what do you want to do? Spend time with them. You want to talk to them. You want to be with them. You want to fellowship with them. You want to eat with them. You want to do all these things. Well, Abraham felt that this relationship with God was growing, and he wanted to continue to know him and to know his name. God knows your name. God was leading him and guiding him. Look at verse 8. And he moved from thence into a mountain on the east of Bethel and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west and Hai on the east. And there he builded an altar unto the Lord. And there he again, what did he do? He called upon the name of the Lord. So not only is he worshiping him now he's saying, Lord, are you here? I know you're here. I don't see you, but I know your presence is here. I hear your voice. I hear you leading me. And so everywhere that Abraham traveled, he wanted to be certain that God was with him. And he wanted God to know that he was still trusting him. That's why we call him the father of faith. It's easy, y'all. The Bible calls him the father of faith. And so we know Abraham was the first one to believe God like that. And we know that Abraham's name changed from Abram to Abraham. God knows his name. God knows the name he wants you to have. During Abraham's lifetime, just as we have today, people believed in other gods. You can think of them right now. You could probably think of a whole bunch of religions in this area that have nothing to do with Jesus. So it wasn't just back in his day. But when Jehovah spoke to his people, they always knew exactly who he was. Abraham's son Isaac had to learn who God was for himself. And so now let's take a look at Abraham's son Isaac. So let's go to chapter 25 and look at verse 19 through 21. This time I'm going to be reading from the English Standard Version. These are the generations of Isaac. I still hear pages turn. Let me slow down for a second. If you're there, say hallelujah. Hallelujah. If you were already there, say Yah. All right, let's put it together. Hallelujah. All right, y'all got it. All right, so let's start at 19. These are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham fathered Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the Aramean of Padan-aram, the sister of Laban, the Aramean, to be his wife. And Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And so Isaac had a relationship because he saw who have a relationship? His father. And so that's why it's so important, whether we're grandma, grandpa, anybody that has a child, nurture them in the Lord. Because eventually, it says, train up a child in the way that he should go. And when he's old, he will not depart. So how old was Isaac? 40 years old. He gets a wife. She can't have any children. He doesn't know who to turn to. There aren't any doctors or people like that out where he is. The only person that he knew that could do anything about everything was God. And it says this, Isaac prayed to the Lord, to Jehovah, to Yahweh, for his wife because she was barren. And so bad things do happen to good people. So if you're thinking stuff is happening to you, it happened to them too. It's okay. If you trust God, he'll bring you through that thing. And it says, and the Lord granted his prayer. That means he answered the prayer. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. Now I'll say this, be careful what you ask for. All right, verse 14 of, oh no, I'm not going to go there. Let's go to Genesis. Let's move on to Genesis 25:22. And so now she's pregnant, and it says the children struggled together within her. And she said, if this is thus, why is this happening to me? So Lord, we were barren, we didn't have any kids. Now I'm pregnant, I'm having kids, but I'm having problems. There was no doctor. Was the gynecologist? They didn't have all of that going on back then. They didn't have ultrasound to see what's happening on the inside. But she knew there was some trouble going on. She knew that this I've never been pregnant before, but this doesn't feel right. So what did she do? She went to the only one that she knew that could do something about it. And so it says, so she went to inquire of the Lord. Was she Abraham? Was she Isaac? No, but God still knows her name and cares for her. That goes right back to us. If stuff's happening to you, do you just let it keep happening? There's someone you can talk to. I like to say it like this. We know the boss, and sometimes the boss is doing stuff and co-workers, and we're having a problem. We're in school, there's stuff bothering us, but we know the owner. We know the owner. You get it? The owner is over the boss. And the boss might be over you, but you know the owner. All right, so look at, we did verse 22. Let's look at verse 23. And the Lord, what's his name? Give me one of his names. And the Lord said unto her, what? God answered her? Does God answer when you pray? Yes. You better believe it. Yes. 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you shall be divided, and one shall be stronger than the other. The older shall serve the younger. And so when her days to give birth were completed, behold, God was right. Remember, there was no ultrasound. None of that had happened. But God knew who he had placed in her womb. Do you know that God knows you before you were born? God has purposed a thing for each one of us. And so I like that. And so let's see what happened. What verse are we on, y'all? I'm sorry, I'm getting all excited. There were twins inside of her womb, just like God said. The first came out red, and his body was a hairy cloak. So they called his name Esau. Afterwards, his brother came out with his hand holding Esau's heel. Like, nope, you can't get away from me. So his name was called Jacob. And how old was Isaac? Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. And so God called it right on the head. Can you imagine if she had told people, I'm going to have twins? They were like, how do you know that? And then she had twins and they were looking like her, like, what? That only increased the faith of the people around her, knowing that God spoke to her. I need to find out about this God too. And so, verse 27, a lot of time has gone by. It says, when the boys grew up. So we missed all the elementary school and playgrounds. We missed all that. Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field, while Jacob was a quiet man, dwelling in tents. And so they were as opposite as what? Night and day. They were different. And it's okay to be different because you are who God has you to be, and you got to be that. Jacob couldn't be the hunter, and Esau won't sit in the house. Let's look at verse 29 through 34. I'm going to just tell you about it. Oh, Lord. Esau sold his birthright. And y'all know that story right there, too. If you don't know it, mark it and read it when you get home. You'll see what he did. He pushed the easy button. Esau was hungry. I'll just give you a quick synopsis. Esau was hungry. And the easy thing to do was to get something to eat right now. And so sometimes the best thing to do is to wait. And wait doesn't mean sitting there with your legs crossed. Wait means work until the next thing that you get to so you can get it done. Work hard first before we get the reward of our labor. All he had to do was go hunting. He knew how to hunt and fix some food and eat it. No Wendy's, no McDonald's, no drive-thrus. You had to cook it. What if we took the easy way out? What if we pushed the easy button? How many people like pushing the easy button? Don't be scared. I do sometimes. It's easy to do the easy thing, but it's not always the quality thing to do the easy thing. If I did the easy thing at school, no diploma. God told us to do what? Study to show yourself approved, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. But he also wants us to learn and get knowledge. What if I was lazy at home? The house would be filthy and run down, and grass would be this high, and the HOA would be upset. What if we were lazy on our jobs? I ain't gonna just blame me. I'm gonna put y'all out there too. No productivity. After a while, we end up with that pink slip, be fired because we were slothful, and it wouldn't be nobody's fault but ours. Pushing the easy button. What if we push the easy button with our families? We wouldn't have a relationship, and those things would dwindle, and eventually we'd be the most lonely of all. What about on our vacation? What if we had pushed the easy button, now we're on vacation? We'll get there when we get there because I didn't make reservations anyway. And when we get there, because I got fired, we don't have any money, so we're going to be freeloading. We just going to be there sitting on the beach. No umbrella, no sunscreen. Can I borrow your chicken? The easy button is not always what we need to do. And so that's what Esau did. He pressed the easy button and gave away his birthright. So y'all have to read that on your own. Thank you all for watching Sound Check with Pastor Isaac every week. I appreciate the support, and I also appreciate those that have been calling and letting me know what they think about the program. I do want to say this though. Facebook has been deleting a lot of the programs. They only stay on for about 1 month, but you can catch all of the programs on YouTube. So far, they've archived everything from the very beginning all the way through now. We're in the 200s right now. So you can catch episode number 1 all the way through. So you can continue to watch Facebook when we're doing a live broadcast. But remember, it's only going to be on there for about 1 month. But I do want you to remember that you can go on to YouTube and find every episode that you want to look for. Please share those with someone. They'd love to see them. I'm sure that you have family and friends somewhere that will be able to benefit from watching the program. And so thank you so much again. Keep praying for me. Blessings to you.